Hi Philip, I'm here at Maker Faire, and I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about your project and how it started and your background.
Well, at the Maker Faire in 2007 this year, I brought with me a networked group of hydroponics, which is called Junior's Return. In this case, I have 4 tiny little palm-top hydroponic setups attached to this battery manifold, which so in hydroponics, you're growing plants in a liquid-based solution, so their roots are going into water, and you put oxygen and nutrients into the water, and then you supply some form of light. You can do that with natural sunlight, but in this case I'm using LEDs to do this. This is the 3rd iteration of a hydroponic garden that I've done, and I've followed Moore's law, in that every 2 years I've made it, half like a factor cheaper and a factor smaller. And so this is kind of, we've gone from the giant ENIAC sort of room-sized hydroponic one to this palm top version 6 years later. And unless I go to a ring top hydroponics, this might be the end of the line.
And what is the background of the project?
So what I have in here are these are as much devices to. As much as they're keeping these plants alive, they're also keeping them within a very small growth range. So you can keep a plant in here for 3, 5, 10 years, and it's never going to get much larger than this. Because though everything is supplied to the plant that it needs, it never gets enough to thrive, so it can't really take off. So like a bonsai, it just kind of keeps in this dwarf state. And what I've done in this is I have these timers on this, so you see these digital timers which count down the amount of time left before this small pump goes off and blows a little bit of air into the water reservoir, and so that the roots of the plants can get some oxygen, as well as diverting a little bit of air to the leaves. We also have these LED lights that supply all the light to the plants here, and they're kept on a timer as well, so they stay on for 12 hours and off for 12 hours.
Nice. So how did you get into this?
Into hydroponics, I've grown a lot of different things, and mushrooms and oysters, compost, slime mold, and lots of stuff. And I was very much interested in the containers in which things live inside of. And so as much as you get to see all of the plant's biology, you're also seeing all of the technology that's required to keep a plant alive once you enclose it into a space. So that's why I wanted the battery box to be transparent, and the glass here that has all the electronics transparent, so you can see everything. And it's a huge amount of technology to keep this very tiny plant alive. So it's a little bit of a slightly ridiculous proposition, but it's also the case that once you do enclose a plant, you do need all this technology, the same as with us. Like once we go deep into interior spaces, you need to create an HVAC system or artificial lighting in the house. It might seem a little ridiculous, but we absolutely require it.
Thank you very much.
Sure.